Have you ever wondered if the events we are witnessing around the world are signs that the end times are closer than we think? What if I told you there's a solid theory pointing to the year 2026 as a possible prophetic milestone? Don't leave this video. What you'll discover today could completely change your perspective on the future. Let's dive into the scriptures and analyze the evidence from the current world that might be pointing to the final conclusion. Stay with me until the end, because what you're going to learn is revealing and will surprise you. The world, as we know it, seems to be undergoing an intense and rapid transformation. Wars, pandemics, natural disasters, political corruption, and the swift decline of moral values have led many to ask, are we really living in the end times? For many biblical scholars, the signs are becoming increasingly evident, and some believe that the year 2026 could be the critical point. Today, we will explore biblical prophecies, global events, and the possible connections between what the Bible says and what we are seeing unfold before our eyes. But before we dive into this fascinating and unsettling topic, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and family who are also interested in biblical prophecies and the events of the last days. Let's work together to demystify and understand what might be coming. Apocalyptic signs. What the Bible says. The scriptures provide various signs and clues about the end times. In Matthew 24, Jesus speaks about the beginning of sorrows, describing wars, famines, earthquakes, and pestilences as signs that would precede his return. Additionally, the Apostle John, in the book of Revelation, gives us more detailed visions of what we can expect in the last days. First, the rise of wars and global conflicts. In recent years, we have seen an alarming increase in global conflicts. From the war in Ukraine to the rising tensions between powers like the US and China, the world is constantly on the brink of major conflicts. Ezekiel 38 speaks of a great war that will occur in the last days, involving a coalition of nations against Israel. Some believe that the current global landscape is paving the way for this final conflict, which could be triggered soon. With the development of nuclear weapons, escalating tensions in various parts of the world, and intensifying national and religious hatreds, many see these events as the fulfillment of biblical warnings. Second, pandemics and global disasters. The COVID-19 pandemic was a shocking reminder of how vulnerable we are. In the book of Revelation, plagues are mentioned several times as judgments that would fall upon humanity in the last days. Revelation 6, verse 8. Some theologians view the pandemic as a precursor to even greater catastrophes. Moreover, we have witnessed an intensification of natural disasters such as earthquakes, tsunamis, and wildfires. Jesus warned that there will be earthquakes in various places and famines, Matthew 24, verse 7. In recent years, natural disasters have become more frequent and devastating. Climate change, with its extreme heat waves, floods, and droughts, seems to align with apocalyptic descriptions. Could this be a divine warning? And will we see the peak of these events in 2026? Third, moral corruption and apostasy. Another significant sign that the Bible gives us is moral decay and rejection of faith. In 2 Timothy 3, verse 1-5, Paul describes the last days as times when people will be lovers of themselves, greedy, boastful, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, ungrateful, unholy. There is no denying that we live in an age where traditional values have been disregarded and replaced by a relativistic morality. The rise of sexual immorality, the normalization of sin, and widespread apostasy are evident. The Bible also speaks of a great apostasy in the last days, where many will abandon the faith. This can be observed today in various parts of the world, where churches are closing and belief in God is diminishing, especially in Western countries. Fourth, technology and the Antichrist system. In Revelation 13, we see the prophecy of a global system controlled by the Antichrist, where no one will be able to buy or sell without the mark of the beast. Many believe we are closer than ever to seeing this come to fruition. With the advancement of digital identification technologies, the global integration of financial systems, and the development of artificial intelligence, we see clear signs that a totalitarian control system may be approaching. Recently, governments worldwide have experimented with digital currencies and digital control over their populations. The idea of a one-world government, a system that controls global economic transactions, seems more plausible than ever. Many believe that these technologies are the foundation for the emergence of the Antichrist. Fifth, the role of Israel in final prophecies. Israel is the prophetic clock of the Bible. The return of the Jews to their land in 1948 was seen as the fulfillment of several prophecies. In Zechariah 12, verse 2 and 3, we read about Jerusalem becoming a cup of trembling for all the peoples round about, which perfectly applies to the current tensions surrounding Israel. Biblical prophecies tell us that Israel will be at the center of the events of the last days, with many nations turning against it. The current international hostility towards Israel and the growing pressure to divide Jerusalem seem to fulfill exactly what the prophets foretold. Could 2026 be the year we see the culmination of these prophecies? Many scholars are pointing to this year as an important landmark based on prophetic calculations and analyses of the scriptures. In light of all these signs, it becomes increasingly evident that what the Bible warned us about thousands of years ago may be unfolding right before our eyes. Wars, famines, pandemics, the moral corruption of humanity, and the advancement of a global control system are just some of the prophecies coming to pass in the current scenario. The lingering question is, are we truly on the brink of the end? Will the year 2026 bring about the conclusion of it all? The truth is that while no one knows the exact day of Christ's return, as he himself said in Matthew 24, verse 36, but concerning that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father only. The signs of the times seem to be aligning, pointing to a future that may be much closer than we imagine. And this is where we enter the realm of theories regarding the year 2026. Why the year 2026? Some Bible scholars and prophecy experts have made calculations based on biblical events, timelines, and even historical patterns indicating that something very significant could happen in 2026. These calculations stem from interpretations of passages in the book of Daniel and Revelation, where there are references to numbers and periods of time, such as the famous 7 years of Great Tribulation. For some, these calculations lead directly to 2026 as a crucial year. Moreover, many global events, such as conflicts involving Israel, the rising tensions in the Middle East, and advancements in social control technologies, indicate that the stage is being set for what the Bible refers to as the Great Tribulation. Are we witnessing preparations for the fulfillment of the greatest of all prophetic events, the return of Christ? Whether or not 2026 will be the specific year, no one can say for certain. However, the events we are witnessing in the world today are clear indications that something monumental is about to happen. Even if it's not exactly in 2026, the coming years seem laden with prophetic significance. In addition to preparing ourselves spiritually, the Bible calls us to be prudent and vigilant. This means we should be aware of what is happening in the world around us and seek discernment through prayer and studying the scriptures. Here are some practical ways to prepare for what may lie ahead. Seek God daily. Invest time in prayer and Bible reading. The closer we are to God, the better prepared we will be to face the challenges of the last days. Strengthen your faith. Get involved in a Christian community that supports your spiritual walk. Participate in Bible studies, worship services, and discussions that strengthen your faith. Watch and pray. Jesus instructed us to watch and pray that we may not fall into temptation. Matthew 26, verse 41. This means being spiritually alert and maintaining a constant attitude of prayer. Help others. Part of our calling as Christians is to love and serve others. As we approach the last days, the world needs hope and compassion more than ever. Share the message of the gospel and help those who are suffering or afraid. Be prepared for persecution. The Bible warns us that in the last days, Christians will face increasing persecutions. Jesus said that we would be hated because of his name. Matthew 24, verse 9. While this reality is harsh, we must remain steadfast in our faith, trusting that God is with us amid adversity. If this video has opened your eyes to the times we are living in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this content with others who need to know about these revelations. Also, leave your thoughts in the comments. Do you think we are living in the end times? And what else do you think is to come? I will leave related videos in the cards and at the end of this video so you can continue your journey of discovery about biblical prophecies. May God bless your life and see you in the next video.